What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another LEGO YouTube video. As you all know, 2023 is of course coming to a close, and so in today's video I thought it would be fun to look back at all of the LEGO sets released this year and pick through my top 10 favorites of those sets. However, my ranking only includes the ones that I do have in my LEGO collection, but there were a handful of cool sets that I wasn't able to get my hands on, so we'll get into those now. And the first of these sets is the LEGO Harry Potter Gringotts Bank set that came out back in September, and it's a really cool display piece. I love how they have the mines on the bottom section of it, and then it's this nice transition into the top above ground Gringotts Bank. The dragon looks really cool, and it integrates very nicely into the Diagon Alley display. And then another one of my favorites from this year that I wasn't able to get is the LEGO Pac-Man arcade machine from June of this year, and it's a very nice display piece, but it also has a cool handful of play features too, where you can play through the machine and several other ones, and it's just a very nice looking model. And then the last of the three honorable mentions is the new LEGO Spider-Man art that came out in August. This kind of revolutionizes the LEGO art sets and has a lot of 3D elements to it, and it looks really nice, and it's a very unique art set and probably one of my favorites that they have ever released, and I can't wait to get my hands on them in the new year. And the first of my picks is the LEGO Spider-Man No Way Home Final Battle set. I feel like ever since Spider-Man No Way Home came out, this was the first set that everybody wanted them to make, and I feel like they did not disappoint. It has so many cool details all around the set, and when you compare it to the other diorama that released in August, it definitely is much better than that one. There's a lot more going on here, and the minifigure selection alone makes this one of the best LEGO Marvel sets. We get our first Tobey Maguire Spider-Man in over 20 years, we get our first widely released Andrew Garfield Spider-Man minifigure, and we also get a lot of other minifigures such as Doc Ock, we get Jamie Foxx's Electro for the second time, and then we do get William Dafoe's Green Goblin, the first one in over 20 years, and there's tons of small play features around the set, one of my favorites being this reference to the Sanctum Sanctorum from 2022, which I thought was a nice little Easter egg, and the model just looks really nice. It's got a lot going on, there's some play features around it, plenty of Easter eggs to that final battle from Spider-Man No Way Home, and I think it just makes the endgame final battle look stupid. That one's still great, but this one is just so much better in my opinion, and it's the perfect LEGO Spider-Man set, and it fits in with any LEGO Marvel display, and I feel like it is a must-have if you are a Spider-Man fan. And then at the number 9 spot is probably one of my favorite LEGO Star Wars releases of the year. It is the new LEGO Ghost and Phantom 2. You get a fantastic minifigure selection inside of this set, and you do also get the Phantom 2 included with the Ghost, and the Phantom 2 is very small, but it does have a lot of interesting sticker elements in it. You're able to open up the cockpit and fit a minifigure inside of it, and it's a very nice looking model. It's the first thing you do build in the set, and it's easily able to attach to the actual Ghost, and it looks very nice doing so. The Ghost is also really nice. It's way better than the 2014 iteration of it. There's plenty of interesting color schemes. I like the sand blues and the yellows and the greens, and it is way better than the 2014 one. It uses a handful of sticker elements, and it's got a very clean look. I like the back thrusters on it a lot, and you're also able to remove some of the panels on the top here to get a look at the interior of the Ghost, which isn't anything crazy to talk about, but I do like how spacious it is, so you actually can put the minifigures inside of it. There are some cool doors to the side, and then there's a little cockpit up here, and you can see the landing gear down here where you can kind of access that for the minifigures, and you can fit a few ones inside of here too. So very well done with this set. Probably one of my favorite Star Wars ships, and it is our first Star Wars Rebels set since 2017, so I really like it, and it's definitely way better than the other Ahsoka lineup sets in my opinion, but the other ones are still good. I just like this one a lot better than the other two. And then at the number 8 spot, we have the new LEGO Super Mario Piranha Plant set. It's a very simple set compared to the other kind of UCS style LEGO Mario sets, but I think it's very simple and I really like how they were able to accomplish the looks of the Piranha Plant. You also get the pipe included too, which is a very simple build, but it does look really nice, and I like how you're easily able to move everything with the Piranha Plant. It's very posable. You can move the leaves around. You can also kind of swivel its head up and down too, and you can move it side to side, and you can also open up its mouth too for some more posability. And another part of this set that I really like are the printed elements on the top of the Piranha Plant, and it's just a very nice looking display piece in my opinion. Very simple, but it does still look really cool. There's also a play feature with the Piranha Plant pipe where you are able to kind of make it act as a piggy bank where you get these printed Mario coins, and those are really cool. You're able to easily just slide them back inside of the Piranha Plant, and I think it's a very nice looking model. It's very affordable too, and it's one of my favorite LEGO Super Mario sets of recent years, and I'm very happy with the set. And then at the number 7 spot, it's probably a bit of a hot take, but it is my list, so if you disagree, go make your own list. But it is the LEGO Captain America shield from the Infinity Saga. You get a cool Captain America minifigure, and the Captain America shield just looks really impressive. One thing I will admit, I don't like all of the gaps that you were able to see, which is probably a lot of people's problem with this set, but if you're able to look past that, it makes for a really nice display piece. It looks really impressive on display. I love how it's this life-size version of Captain America's shield, and it's just very simple, but it does still look really nice, and it's always something I have wanted ever since they released the Mjolnir set. There's a really cool stand included, which is very simple to build, and here's what the back of the shield looks like. That's probably one of my gripes with the set, is it's not the easiest thing to hold, but it does still look really nice on display, and even better next to the Mjolnir set, in my opinion. They look amazing next to each other, and I really like being able to hold the actual Captain America shield too. That's really fun to kind of play around with, and it just looks so good on display too. It's easily one of my favorite kind of UCS LEGO Marvel sets. The build is a bit frustrating, but I'm not ranking the build of these sets, I'm ranking how they look on display, and this guy fits in perfectly with any other UCS LEGO Marvel set, and I am really happy with it. It looks great from a distance, and it's one of my favorite releases from the year. At the number 6 spot, we have one of the few LEGO Idea sets that I bought this year, which is the Sanderson Sisters Cottage from Hocus Pocus, and it's a very nice Halloween set, but I do think it still looks good year-round. There's some cool details on the front gate here, and then the actual Sanderson Sisters Cottage is probably one of the most distinct structures in my LEGO collection. I love the worn-down look towards the front of the house and on the roof, and there's so much detail towards the side here. One of my other favorite details right here is all of the kind of overgrown leaves here, and then there's a really cool detail with the chimney where if you spin this water wheel, you are actually able to make this fire go up and down, which I thought was a really cool play feature and one of my favorites in this set. And then towards the back, you're able to see some more kind of run down, weathered down roof pieces and stuff, and it looks really clean. I'm a big fan of all of the details on the exterior of this set, and there are even more to be found in the interior. You can detach this side section right here and get a look at this interior, and it also gives you a look inside the main cottage, and you can also open up the roof here too, and these back panels here to get a better look at the interior. There's a lot going on with the interior, and one of my gripes with the set was that it's not easy to see everything, but the interior details you can see do look really cool. I like the light brick and the cages on the roof, and there's this bed on the second floor loft area, and there's tons of cool sticker elements and other details from the two movies, but it's really hard to see everything, which is one of my gripes with this set, but it does still look really cool, and there's a lot of detail going on in the interior, and the minifigure selection is even better. The 6 minifigures you do get are all fantastic additions to the set, and it's just a very well put together LEGO set, and one of my favorites from LEGO Ideas of recent years. I highly recommend this set. At the number 5 spot, I have the newly released LEGO Batcave Shadow Box, and while this set wasn't everything I hoped it could be, it still is really good, and it's our first big UCS style Batcave, and I think for that it doesn't really disappoint. I just had too high expectations for it. There's cool play features like you can move this TV screen around to display 2 different options, which I thought was really creative, and there's tons of other details like this kind of drawbridge functioning play feature right here, which is able to hide the suit. There's a light brick on top of it too, and it's very easy to move the drawbridge back up to have the suit kind of on display. There's this back gear area over here, which looks really nice. And what I like about this is you're able to easily open and close the doors. There's tons of rock work on the bottom here. You can see some tool racks and stuff, and I really like the middle area where we have the Batmobile on display on this little pedestal with the Batman logo behind it, and then we have an even bigger Batman logo all the way up to the side with tons of stalagmite and stalactite detailing it. And then you can see the shadow box is also able to be closed up like this too. You do get 6 minifigures in this set, 7 if you count the additional Batman suit, and it's a very impressive model. Not perfect, but I think it is still one of the best LEGO releases of the year. It looks really great next to the Batmobile from 2019, and it's a phenomenal set. I would highly recommend it, but not perfect in my opinion, but still great. And then at the number 4 spot, we have the LEGO Natural History Museum, which is actually the 2024 modular, but they released it a year early, so I'm happy to be able to include it in my ranking for the best LEGO sets of 2023. And the first floor of this looks so cool. I love these statues, and I really like the cherry blossom tree off to the side here too. And there's some cool banners hanging up on the second floor of the museum. There's some nice details on the roof. I really like this kind of window washing area over here. The roof of the museum looks really nice. I love these skylights, and it just looks very impressive. It reminds me a lot of the town hall. It kind of looks like a centerpiece for your LEGO city. The back of it is very simple, but there are still a few details here and there. There's a cool office on the top floor. There's a telescope, and here's a better look at the skylights and the rooftop access. There's a drain pipe leading down to the bottom layer on the back of the museum, and there's a few other details here and there, though most of the detail is on the interior and in the front of the museum. And looking at the interior, my favorite is probably the second floor. We've got this cool observatory kind of display. We've got a world map here and tons of other space exhibits too, including this telescope and asteroid. And one of my favorite details is probably this classic space display, kind of recreating a Mars base. And then we do have some classic LEGO themes on display too, which I thought was a nice Easter egg. And then the first floor is also really cool too. Inside of here we have the lobby, which has a small gift shop. You can remove this wall to get a look at the bathroom and this little office towards the back area. And then we have the pottery exhibit, which has a smashed pot, which I thought was funny. There's a donut on this bench here and some more pots on display. And then we do have a diagram of the center of the earth as well as a volcano, and you can see some geodes over here, which looks really nice. And then when we take a look at the other exhibit, this is the dinosaur exhibit, and we have the Brachiosaurus included. And then some of the other exhibits include some dinosaur eggs. We've also got some fossils and a saber-toothed skull, which looks really nice. And I'm really happy with the museum modular building. It's the second one to be featured on 1.5 base plates. The only other one is Assembly Square, and I think this guy looks so good in any LEGO city. It really integrates well with the boutique hotel and the police station, and it's one of my favorite modular buildings that they have released recently. And then at the number 3 spot, we have the Ninjago City Markets that came out in June of this year as an expansion to Ninjago City Docks, Ninjago City, and Ninjago City Gardens. And I think this is definitely a worthy addition to the kind of like sets of the Ninjago City. It looks really cool. I love the ground layer, how it has all of these stalls and all of the shops outside. There's lots going on here, lots of sticker pieces, lots of interesting architecture all throughout the set. It definitely has a lot to look at here. The second floor is really cool too. I love all of the vibrant colors, the advertisement billboards off to the very edge of the set. There's a nice little bridge connecting the two sections right here. There's a torii and a nice little walkway back here. I really like the kind of lime green color scheme that they use For the Borg store, you're able to see a cherry blossom tree, as well as the other little station for the cable car that is included in the set, which is definitely one of my favorite play features of this set. On the very top here, we're able to see a nice little sushi bar, as well as some cool signage here, and there's just so much going on here. There's plenty of interior details. I'll show off my favorite, which is actually Dareth's kind of like karaoke bar, which looks really cool, but every single shop here is fully detailed, but we don't really have the time to go through every single one, but the details are there. There's play features like this cable car being able to move up and down and traverse the 2 layers of the Ninjago City markets, and it's just a very well done set. It looks very nice. I do prefer Ninjago City Gardens, but this is still definitely a worthy addition to the Ninjago City collection, and it integrates really nicely with the Ninjago City Gardens, which is still available on the LEGO website and in LEGO stores, and I highly recommend this set. There's a lot going on here, and it's one of my favorites. And then at the number 2 spot, we have the LEGO Star Wars UCS Venator. It was really hard to decide if this was my favorite set of the year or if my number 1 pick was, but ultimately I went with this guy at the number 2 spot. It is one of the most impressive looking LEGO Star Wars UCS sets that they have ever released. It is definitely in my top 3 of best LEGO Star Wars UCS sets of all time. It looks so impressive. There's so much detail. When we look at the side of it, you're able to see a lot of greebling details on the side here that really add a lot to the set. There's several turrets and other small details. There's a hangar bay door with a gunship inside of it, and I just love how impressive this set looks. The back thrusters look really cool and remind me a lot of LEGO Power Miners. There are several sticker elements here and there, but they aren't really too terrible in my opinion. They don't weigh down the set as much as other people believe they do, and I really love how this set looks on display. It is truly one of the biggest LEGO Star Wars sets ever, and definitely is very demanding of space. So if you do get this set, make sure you have space for it. You do get 2 minifigures included and a printed UCS display plaque, as well as a 20th anniversary of Clone Wars plaque, and it looks great next to the UCS gunship, and it's one of the best LEGO Star Wars sets of the year, probably the best. And then my favorite LEGO set of the year, by no surprise, I feel like, is the newly released LEGO Avengers Tower set. This is kind of like a sequel set, I guess, to the Daily Bugle. It's the second skyscraper LEGO Marvel set that we have gotten, and I feel like this one just blows the Daily Bugle out of the water. It takes everything that was good with the Daily Bugle and improves upon it for the most part. It does have a few kind of downfalls to it, but for the most part, I do think it is a big improvement over the Daily Bugle. There's so much detail going on here from all angles of the set. You get some great minifigures included with the set, including a new Big Fig Hulk, as well as the entire main Avengers cast. You get Wasp and Vision and so many other cool minifigures, and there is a fully detailed interior. However, it's very hard to see it. You have to remove this access panel down here to get a look at the interior, but the interior details are really nice, and they make references to several of the MCU Marvel movies, and I really like all of these stories that they tell inside of here. Probably my favorite interior details come with the penthouse suite, where we're able to see this nice little bar scene from Avengers Age of Ultron. There's some TV screens inside of here too, and then we do have some offices up towards the top of the Avengers Tower, including Dr. Selvig's office, where he's analyzing Loki's staff, and this set just looks very impressive in any LEGO City setup. Even on its own, it still looks impressive. You get some cool side builds like the Leviathan, and it integrates really nicely next to the Daily Bugle, and I highly recommend it. It's a very impressive set, very tall, so kind of like the Venator, a very big LEGO set, so definitely make sure you have space for it when you do decide to purchase it, but it is easily my favorite LEGO set of the year. And that is my entire ranking. Those are my favorite LEGO sets of 2023. Definitely let me know what you guys thought of this list and my ranking, and let me know what your favorite releases from 2023 were, as there were certainly tons and tons and tons of LEGO releases this year, and so many of them were just some of the best LEGO sets we've seen recently. But that is all for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Definitely leave a like if you enjoyed the video, but that is all for today. Peace out, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.